Hello, everyone.
Hi everyone, we are live on YouTube and Instagram. So today we have another session with someone, with a professional from a different industry. So we are going to talk about career, and and today we have Sabrina with a lot of information to share with us.
Hello, thank you for the invitation.
Thanks, Sabrina. Thanks for coming. We are going to start soon, but I would just wait for a few minutes.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so just wait for everyone to join.
for who is joining, only to let you know, we are doing live sessions every Tuesday with different professionals that will
Hmm.
explain more about their career in the international market that can be in Ireland and also in other markets, like
Hmm.
Sabrina, that now is in Italy. And it's more for we discuss different careers, different insights from the professionals that are looking in different countries in Europe.
Hmm. Good, good, good. We are going to start soon. So, as Carol said, we will have new people in the next few weeks. So, if you have any suggestions or if you want to ask questions to Sabrina, to our guest today, feel free to ask as well. Just a few minutes. Thanks, Sabrina, for taking the time and joining us.
Thank you for the invitation. It's good to share the experience.
Yeah, it helps a lot, especially when you're changing countries, and yeah, it's really good to share our knowledge with other people,
Yeah,
our
and it's,
experience.
yeah, and it's so hot here today. It's 32 degrees in Rome.
Oh, nice.
It's nice, but
That's so
not
nice.
for work in here. I wish I could be on the beach.
Yeah, it's good. It's good
Yeah,
when you are traveling, right? Not when you
Yeah,
have to work.
especially because
Cool.
in Rome, most of houses and the companies they have the air conditioner or no? How is?
Mm.
yes, the companies, yes. Also the house. But when I arrived, I didn't rent an apartment with air conditioner
Yeah.
because I
Mm.
didn't know that last year it seems that one day it got 45 degrees here and I didn't know
My
that. So yeah,
Oh my God, it's a lot.
it's yeah, it's hard to live in apartment with no air conditioner, but now I know. So the next one,
You didn't remember how was the weather when it's too
Yeah.
hot.
no, I didn't. Yeah, and I am from Brazil as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Long
We are
time
used
living
to,
in
yeah,
Ireland.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, after 5 years living in Ireland and complaining about the cold, now I am complaining about the warm.
Exactly.
Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah.
Cool. Just one more minute, just to
Yep.
start at 6:30, right? On time. It's not Brazilian time.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I don't know who is joining the live today. I would just start slowly, Carol, just to
Yeah.
introduce myself as well. So my name is Marielle. I believe most of you already know, but yeah, my name is Marielle, and I am co-founder and career consultant at ThriveUp Career. And here we have Carol. She's my partner. She's from
Yeah.
ThriveUp. If you want to introduce yourself as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, my name is Carol. I work as a career consultant and career coach for ThriveUp Career. Um, yeah, at ThriveUp, we help people that are looking for a job in the international market. We help with interview preparation to build their CVs, LinkedIn optimization, and also we do studies about the marketing that you are looking for to work. Yeah. And today we have Sabrina here, and that we will explore more about the career in the financial sector, in the banking industry, and also in the consultant industry. And Sabrina is here to share her knowledge. Um, yeah, also about the Ireland and about her experience in Italy. Maybe I will leave Sabrina to introduce yourself.
Thank you again for the invitation. I am Sabrina. I worked in Brazil in a bank for more than 10 years. And then I moved to Ireland. I lived in Ireland for 5 years. I moved to Italy in February, so it's recent. I worked in two banks in Ireland. And then I wanted to change career companies, and then I got a job here in Italy as a senior consultant in a consultants and audit company. I don't know if I think I cannot say the name, but it's not one of the big four, but it's big as well. And as I am specialized in AML, I got this job because last year they had some changes on the policies for AML here in Italy, and they were looking for people specialized. So I got the job, and now I'm here.
That's really nice, Sabrina. Thank you. Thanks for explaining. Sabrina, I just want to, because the intention of this live is, just to help people to, be very, not proactive, but have some incentive to look for a job in other countries as well. And because we all know that it's challenging. So can you just explain how was it for you here in Ireland in terms of jobs? And why did you decide to go to Italy in the first place?
Okay. Yeah, so when I got my first job in a bank in Ireland, it wasn't easy. I did more than 50 interviews. And I know that because I used to create folders with the CV, because I changed the CV, the job description, because as I was applying for many jobs, sometimes someone called me and I didn't know what's the position. So I believe that my CV was good enough, but I was struggling on the interviews. But I didn't give up. I got my first job. I worked for AIB. I worked for a few months there. I didn't work directly for AIB. I worked for another company, but I used to work in AIB. But I wanted to work in Citibank. Since I was in Brazil, it was like a dream to work in Citibank. I remember the first week I was in Ireland, I was walking in front of the building, the city building, and I told someone, "Oh, I will work here someday." And I did 3 interviews on Citibank, and I failed on 2 interviews. And then after, when I was working for AIB, I tried again and got the job on Citibank.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's really nice.
Yeah.
So if you had 50 interviews, you said, right?
Yeah.
How many? Yeah, okay. So to have 50 interviews, you send a lot of CVs as well. For that you send so many CVs, you apply for so many jobs as well, right?
Yeah, it was a pandemic, so I lost my job. I used to work in Delhi because when I arrived in Ireland, I worked as a minder, and then I got a job in Delhi. When we had the pandemic, I lost my job because everything was closed, and I decided to apply for a position in a bank. But in Brazil, I used to work in a commercial area, and I didn't want to work with clients again directly.
Okay.
Yeah, because of course the market in Ireland is totally different than Brazil, but I didn't know that. And then I started a job in QIC, in compliance, and then I got a position in risk and control as well. But yeah, I applied to customer service because I wanted an opportunity to get a job in a company, because all my feedbacks were, you don't have experience in Europe. So I needed an experience. But then I realized that I had to focus in one area, because I was applying for a lot of positions, and one recruiter, for example, if I applied to customer service, my English wasn't good to call clients, customers, and then I received the feedbacks, different feedbacks. I tried to improve all those areas, and I couldn't, because it's impossible. So I decided to focus in one area, and then I got the job.
That's why it's good to I always advise our clients that sometimes when you apply to so many like different jobs, you get lost. So that's it's very strategic. So it's good to think, okay, how can I get in, and then I can focus just one thing, and then just to get in. Yeah, that's a really good strategy, right, Carol?
Yeah. One point also in terms of the that was Sabrina mentioned about the feedback from the interviews. Sometimes it's really good to get the feedback and learn from the feedback, because she could insist keep applying for the same roles. But looks like Sabrina stopped, uh, check all the feedbacks, review that, and then change the strategy. Could you tell us, Sabrina, how long took for you see these feedbacks and then take the decision to change your strategy? Or for a while, did you keep insisting in those roles? How it worked?
Yeah, I think I realized that after a few months that I was applying, that I had to focus. Then when I focus in bank, but in compliance area, and I have to mention here, I had coach sessions with Carol at this time, because I was lost. I didn't know what exactly to do, and then we had some sessions, and I realized that I wanted to work in compliance risk control area. And then I started to focus on that. But as an example, the first time that I applied for QIC position in Citi, it was January. And then I got the job on Citibank in October. So I worked for AIB before, but I got this job because it was part of the strategy to have this experience, because I had the feedback. And the feedback was there were only few positions, I think 2 or 3, and the people who applied, they had KYC experience, and I didn't have any experience in Europe. So I got the job in AIB, and then in October I got a job. I got the job that I wanted, like for 1 year.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Yeah.
really nice. But Sabrina, when you mentioned that you were focused on this area specifically, so what did you do? You changed your CV and you were studying at the same time. What you have done to achieve, to focus on what you wanted? Yeah.
Yeah, and so in Brazil, working a bank, it's different than in Ireland because we work in different areas. So I worked in commercial, but I did some compliance as well. And many areas we can work in a bank if you work in a branch in Brazil. And I worked for 10 years, so I had different positions, different responsibilities. So I could change my CV, and I wasn't lying, because I believe when you lie, the recruiter you get to, they will.
Yeah.
So I changed my CV and I put all my experience in compliance, and also the projects that I've done in Brazil, or I was part of some projects, like big projects, because I worked in Caixa Econômica Federal. It's a huge bank. It's it's the biggest bank in South America. And I participated. I participated few big projects there. So I put it as achievements on my CV, and I believe that it contributes for they see me, because just work in a bank, it's not it's anyone who applies have worked in a bank probably. So I put this, and then I changed my CV. And in AIB, I didn't work with QIC, but it was a compliance area as well. So I had the experience. And during the pandemic, I did a PMI. It's not PMI, sorry, it's capping. How can I say CAPM?
I think so. CAPM. Yeah.
CAPM. Yeah, it's a certification of project management. I believe that it did. And I also did the Scrum Master as well in pandemic, because I believe this kind of certification can help you. For example, if there is a project, even in compliance or risk and control, and those areas, they implementing a lot of projects. So it's important to have, because it didn't help me to get the job in Ireland, but it helped me to get the job in Italy. In Ireland, I know that we have a lot of certifications for, I make a list here because I don't know by heart, but IOB comes, but I didn't get those certifications when I was there. But it's a lot of people get, and it's easier to get the job because they will know that you really understand about AML or risk and control. There are many certifications, but these certifications from PMI helped me to get the job in Italy, because it was a project, and then I had the certification. I also worked in some projects in Brazil.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And Sabrina, if someone is looking for a position in risk compliance in Ireland, would you recommend to do these certifications before you start looking for a role?
Yeah, I would say yes, especially if this person doesn't have any experience, because if you have the certification is not easy to get to. You have to study, you have to understand the subject. It's easier to get the job. So yeah, and I put here there are one of IOB. There are many actually, but there is one specific for AML, and the most common is the CAMS from ACAMS. I don't know if it's correct to say that, but it's ACAMS. And this CAMS is Certified AML Specialist. And then there are a few courses as well on ICA. I did one course on ICA, ICA. They have also certification in AML. I believe this one is 2 years, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
No,
Oh, it's not quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
some of them
long.
no, but there are few certifications or courses that they are shorter. Because this one is, I think it's level 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you feel much difference working in a bank here in Ireland and working in Italy?
Yeah. Here I work in a consultants.
The consultancy side of it. So you deal with clients, kind of, no?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. Yeah. Yeah, it's different. The culture in Italy is totally different than in Ireland. I would say that is similar with the culture in Brazil.
Okay.
So yeah. So when I arrived here, it was a challenge. There is the language as well because I am not fluent in Italian. When I arrived, I could speak Italian, but I had to improve it quickly. And I'm still studying. I study twice a week, private class lessons, and I have like a lot of homework to do. So it's crazy. I don't have time to do anything because I have to study. But yeah, the culture is very different. So for me, that I was in Ireland for 5 years working there, it has been a challenge, if I
Okay.
can say like that. Yeah, it's totally different. The culture, also the company, because I it's the culture plus the industry. Because I
Okay.
was working for a bank and now I am working for consultants, and I work. Because this company they do audit consultants, but I work with consultants, so the pressure is different
Okay.
because we have to finish the reports, for example, in June. So we have a lot of them to do, and we have to finish. And we send to client. The client returns saying that, oh, it's not okay, but we did like argumenting and we have to change, you have to send it again. So I think it's a challenge, the culture plus the difference between the industries. Because I believe in Ireland or in other country, there is this kind of pressure because we have the due date, we have to deal with clients.
Okay.
They are paying us to make the report. So if there are some mistakes that the company did, and I worked with banks. So my clients, they are banks,
Okay.
Okay.
basically.
So somebody, just to understand, so you work with risk and compliance, right? So what's your day-to-day looks like? Like you deal with clients, but what do you do for them?
Okay, so
Complex.
let's go. So in the consultants, in this consultant's position, what I do is I get the reports from the client. Let's say that my client is a bank and they need like annual report. You know, the annual reports. So there are some annual reports for sustainability, AML. There are some reports like each 3 months, or it depends of the company. And then the client pay us to make these reports to say if they are doing the correct thing. So I get all the policies from Europe and Italy, and I have to see if the client if they have those policies in their policy as well, because they need to have a policy. It's mandatory because it's a bank. And if they are doing it correctly, so if the procedures are correct, if they have done the procedures correctly, and then when the report is done, I send it to client, and sometimes the client returns and say, "Oh, but I have this document," because, for example, I do the control, also the QIC. I don't know if you know what is QIC.
Not much.
No. So QIC is, for example, when you go to the bank to open an account, I will ask you to give me your ID, your some bill with your address, a proof of address. If it's a company, I will ask for all the documents of the company. Depends of the business you are doing. I will ask for financial proof if you work. Why are you opening that account? So a lot of information. And the bank, they have an internal area, who controls that to see if everything is okay. Because if someone, let's say that someone who doesn't work, open an account in a bank, and let's say every month they receive 100,000, 200,000, something is wrong. So AML, we work with that. So the bank make this control, and then we control their work to see if it's okay, it's correct or not. And sometimes, let's say you go to a bank, you went to a bank, open an account, but they didn't include your ID, the copy of your ID on the process. And then I say, but look, there is no copy of ID of Marielle, let's say. And say, no, but I have this copy of ID. It was a mistake, but it's here. Then they send me, I have to change the report. So today, my work is like that.
That's very, very interesting, Sabri.
Yeah. And let's say that if I do something wrong, Banca d'Italia, I don't know, I think in English it would be the Central Bank of Italy.
Okay.
Banca d'Italia, if they get something wrong, they will apply tax. It's not a tax.
It's like it's like I know, a fine.
Perfect. A fine for the bank, and also for the consultants company that did it. So we have to do it correctly. There's no
Okay.
space for mistakes.
Yeah.
Mistakes. Oh yeah, it's very, very serious. Yeah.
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 Okay, that's very interesting. And Sabrina, how was the experience to apply for this position? So how was the process for you? So the interview was in English or was in Italian? How was this how can I say transition from
Yeah.
how was it? Yeah, just tell us.
Yeah. So I was looking for a job in Italy already, but I wasn't applying. So I every week I was looking for some positions on LinkedIn, and then I saw what people who work at their head,
Mhm.
let's say certifications. I did it. I did some I did some connections on LinkedIn, but I have a friend who works in the company that I am working today. And then I told him,
Okay.
"Oh, I'm looking for a job in Italy," but I was afraid to apply because, as I said before, I am not fluent in Italian, and
Mhm.
in
Okay.
Italy we need to speak Italian because some people they don't speak English. So, and for
Okay.
example, I work 100% of the time in Italian.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't work. I don't have clients who speak English or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then this friend, he told me, "Oh, there's a position in a company. This company is one of the big four. It's not the company that I am working,
Mm-hmm.
because they had those changes that I told you before on the policies in AML here. So they were looking for people." And then I said, "Yes, of course, I want to apply." And then I did on this company 6 interviews or 7.
Oh,
A
Yeah,
lot?
it's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
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 And between that, the manager of my friend, he told me, "Oh, ask her to make an interview here as well." And
Okay.
then I did 3 interviews there.
Uh-huh.
They made the offer.
Ah,
Yeah, I didn't finish the process on the other company
okay.
Yeah.
because I had to accept or not. I had like a due date, and it was on Friday. Friday, my last interview. It was on Thursday. I was going to Brazil because I have booked it before. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have time. And then I called this company and said, "Look, I received an offer. I have to accept or not. And I am afraid that I don't receive the offer from you.
Mm-hmm.
So I will accept." And then it was like that. But all the interviews, they were in Italian. It was very difficult to
Wow.
actually, because I didn't know the words, the terms,
Yeah.
because it's very different. And here in Italy, they use all the words, not all, but they use a lot of words in Italian, the
Ah,
terms. Like in Brazil, you use in
English. Yeah.
English. Here, no, they use in Italian. So I had to
To learn
study.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's really nice.
And in terms of your CV, did you apply with your CV in English or in Italian?
No, in Italian, the template is different. It's not the same.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
In Italy, you have to put also your photo. Yeah,
Ah, okay.
you have to put your age, so it's different. So
Okay.
I got a template. I don't remember where, but I can share with you later
Yeah.
because I have it somewhere. So there is a template. It's like a system. You put all the information, and they make the CV. Of course, you have to describe. For example, if you are describing what you did in your last position, you have to describe as you would describe on CV. But you put the information there, and they will give you the CV.
Yeah. What are the main differences between CV in Ireland and CV in Italy? Do you remember?
For example, in Ireland, I remember that my CV once there are 3 pages. There is 2 pages maximum.
Okay.
The ideal is 1 page, but as I was moving countries, I had to put some information on CV as well, saying that I was moving country, that I wouldn't ask for I forgot the word, expatriation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expect.
So I had to explain
Relocation, yeah.
Relocation. Perfect. So
hey, look. Okay.
Yeah. But it's the same as well.
It's
Like
the
the
same.
same. Yeah.
I mean,
and but I like the experience, the describing of positions. It should be shorter than in Ireland, and you have to put your age. You have to put your photo as well.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Yeah, it's different.
That's different. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because many people think that Europe are the same CV that you can apply for every country, but no, each country is different. They
Yeah.
require different information, and especially in terms of photo, many countries in Europe they like to see the photo on CV. Yeah,
Yeah.
in Ireland it's not common. If you apply for a role and you add your photo on CV, they will look like why this photo is here. But in many different countries they require
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
interesting to know.
It's like the European CV format. There is no
Yeah.
European format because it's all about different countries, so we can use the same one for everything. I mean, you can use, but it's different.
Yeah.
It can be different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And here in Italy, the companies they pay less tax depending on the age of the employee.
So that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I am old already. I was very lucky. No, I'm
20
serious.
years old.
No, because they have like an incentivation to pay less tax if they hire someone young.
Oh, really? It should be the
Yeah.
opposite. This is.
Yeah, I know. I wish. But
Yeah.
yeah. But so yeah, it's important as well. I knew that before. So before I applied, but let's say that someone is looking for a job in other countries, it's very important to see that, to see how the salary is divided, because here, for example, I have 14 payments, it's not 12.
Yeah.
And then my annual salary is divided by 14 months, not 12. I knew that before. And there's another thing that I think it's important to study about the tax.
Oh, yeah.
Because the tax changes a lot from countries, from different countries in Europe. So it's important to see, because sometimes you see this annual salary, let's say 100,000, and then you receive 40,000.
Yeah. That's
So
really
it's
important.
important to see. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice, Sabri. I just want to ask you if you want to give an advice to for two things, okay? Because we have two important topics here. So one is about risk and compliance. So if you have to give an advice to someone who wants to start in this area, so what would be your advice?
There are a few advices. I think is if the person doesn't have the experience, it's important to study because this person will work with a serious subject, and it's important to know because there are a lot of information. As an example, in Citibank, I worked with more than 100 different policies because I worked with countries in South America, North America, Asia. So all those countries, they have different policies. But if you know the basic, it's gonna be easier to get all the extra requirements, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you have the experience, I think make connections is the best way, because my job on City I got as with a referral as well.
Oh,
so
good.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second advice that I want to hear from you is, especially for the people who are leaving Ireland and want to work in another country, or even someone in Brazil that wants to work in another country and so on. So what would be your advice before you move to this big next step and change?
I think you have to study a lot about the laws, how can I say, the laws with for employees. I mean,
to understand the employment laws.
Yeah, it's very important. And I would say that I am very happy to be here. It was a dream, but it's not easy. So if you are planning to move countries, you have to make a plan. Really make a plan, because I made a plan. But it's not, especially if you are moving to a country that you are not fluent in the language. The culture is different, the laws are different. Also, looking for apartments to rent before everything. It's very important to know, because there are difference, and the difference, they are huge. I'm very happy to be here, but this move is not easy, you know. Especially now that it's very hot.
You are coming from Ireland.
No, I'm joking, but it's true. Don't move if you don't have a plan, because you if you have a plan, if you study about the country, you know what you will expect about the difference, so it's easier. But if you don't know, I didn't know that here it could reach like 46 degrees.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
it's a lot. But it's very important. I think you learn about the country you decide to apply, especially in terms of culture, apartment. I see sometimes people applying to work in Ireland, but they have no idea how looks like to rent an apartment here. And especially when we are trying to go to the negotiation of salaries, for example, is a point that you need to know how works the tax and everything, how works the rent, because to live in that country before you take any decision in terms of salary. I think this
Yeah.
is a it's a
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
good point. Is
And
that it's
some
important.
some people think that, okay, oh, Sabrina, she just moved. And some people think that you just moved and you didn't make a plan. But actually,
Yeah.
there is a lot of things behind it that we don't see, right?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I was studying Italian for more than 1 year.
Oh,
I was studying about the country, so let's say about the 14 months that you receive the annual
yeah.
salary. So when I enter in a website that they rent apartments, so I knew I knew how much I would pay more or less before I accepted the offer, because I was stable on Ireland, you know.
Yeah.
I was stable, so I didn't want to move countries and then realize that, oh my God, what did I do? I don't have money to pay my bills. So it didn't happen. So the things there work well. It's very different because the salary in Italy is is we receive less than in Ireland. So, but the prices is you pay less for the apartments as well. The supermarket is the same, but
And
yeah,
the wine, it's not the same, right?
the wine, pasta.
Wine,
To
pasta, cheese.
no, I cannot say anything because the only thing I do here is eat. Yeah, it's a good point actually. Uh, but yeah, I planned myself before it took this decision,
Yeah.
because it's not easy to move and then realize that, oh, I don't have money to pay my bills. Then you have to
Yeah,
move
no.
again.
In a different country. Yeah, no, it's no.
Yeah.
You
And
have to plan ahead.
yeah, only to understand more about the career, Sabrina. What is if we look for the career in the risk and the compliance, what is the natural movie? It's common you move people start in the banking industry and they move to the consultant side, or start in the consultancy, move to the banking. How normally it works?
I would say I am not sure in Ireland, but I knew few people in Ireland that they started on consultants companies.
Ah, okay.
So I believe it's more common we start in a consultants company.
Ah, okay.
But there here in Italy, all people that I know they were from consultants companies before. But for example, in my case, they didn't want someone from consultants industry because they wanted someone with AML experience. So it depends of the role. And this kind of companies, they have a lot of projects. For example, if Europe says that from today the banks or the companies have to implementate a system. I will say something here to send to a regulatory agents how many employees there are on that company. For example, it's an example.
Ah, okay.
They will implement this kind of project. And then if you are someone from, let's say, HR, you have an opportunity to work in this project.
Ah,
And once you are there, it's easier to do different things.
Okay. Yeah.
Because nowadays I don't work only with AML. I work with other subjects, all of them in financial area, but I work with other subjects. So It's easier when you are there.
Amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. It's really good to know.
That's nice, Sabrina. Thank you so much. I just want to say that you are very brave. The amount of time of dedication and everything that you have done so far, it's really nice to hear. It's
Yeah.
very nice testimonial. It's not just a little thing, it's huge. So congratulations for this job and for moving to Italy. But if you want to come back, we will be here. But
How many
Especially the
degrees?
weather. We'll
Yeah, how
be
many?
here.
Sometimes when I am complaining about the weather, I look on the weather app and I see Dublin 12, and I say, it's okay.
It's fine. I can miss my friends and
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
Sabrina, thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure to have you today here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I already worked with Sabrina in the past. She was my coachee long time ago. It was yeah, it's amazing to see how she improved and how she managed her career and all the movies. And yeah, I have to say it involves a lot of study. It's not easy when we are in a career transition or when we are trying to develop and
Yeah, it's
grow
not
in the
easy. Yeah.
career. It's not easy. It involves a lot of study
Yeah.
and certifications, study language skills. Yeah, develop a lot of skills. And
Mhm.
it's amazing to see how you are doing your career and how you are growing. Amazing. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time. I don't
you.
know if anyone has any questions, but yeah, feel free to send
Yeah.
your questions.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks, Sabrina, again. But we will have other people in the next few weeks. So we want to keep
Yeah,
the live for every Tuesday. So if you have any suggestions or if you want to, maybe refer someone to be the next guest, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks, Sabrina.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thanks.
thank
I
you so much.
hope I could explain everything.
Yeah. No, that
Yeah,
was really clear. Very
yeah.
it's a great motivation for a lot of people for sure.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. See
See you.
you. Bye
Bye.
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.